Hey everyone, welcome back. Of course, here with Kurt. It's exciting announcement after exciting announcement. I know we were doing ratings for a while. Boom! The Q lands Pepsi. First things first, Kurt, how are you?
I'm good. We're gonna have to. I mean, I feel like I talk to you every other day at this point. We're gonna have to stop the news flow for a while so that we can get a break here.
Well, crazy. Look, I'm sure I speak for everyone else. Keep the excitement coming. Wow, the Q lands Pepsi. I'll throw it to you, let you kind of, take it from here. But, hey, sign Pepsi.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've talked about this before. I mean, the month of April has been, look, 2021 has been an incredible year for us. That's the bottom line. The month of April's been the most incredible part of an incredible year so far. And I don't know that people fully appreciate the meteoric rise that's happened in viewership over the last first 2 weeks, I'll call it, of April. I mean, it's like mind-boggling. And we've kind of entered into a whole new realm now where we were kind of talking to advertisers in that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 GRP zone. You enter a whole new world when you kind of cross 10. It's kind of in 10 increment thresholds. You're kind of in a new world when you go over 10. You're kind of in a new world when you go over 20. You're kind of in a new world when you go over 30. And when you start to get into 40 plus, again, you're becoming a mainstream channel. This isn't like just targeted into, the Food Network or even MTV. This is now much more mainstream. Well, what comes with mainstream? You get the biggest brands in the world that are mass market brands that are reaching mass audiences. So it's the difference between being a targeted demographic that you're going for and a mass audience. We've started to cross such a broad number of people coming in, a number of households that we're getting to, et cetera, that literally what's changed, and I'm talking about in the last 10 days, what's happened for us is, I mean, we had to scratch and claw to get meetings and get in people to return our phone calls. And, sometimes a brand would say, hey, I got it. Stop bothering me. I know who you are. I'll call you when we're ready. That's flipped completely around. Now agencies and brands are calling us. We have a problem. Our problem now is having enough ad space that we haven't already committed to inventory. We're having an inventory challenge right now. We're getting into the position where it's like, oh wait, can we let go of these guys that we booked before so we can put in this new brand that's a much bigger brand, et cetera. That's a high class problem. So
Yeah.
when you get somebody like a Pepsi, I mean, Pepsi's, one of the biggest brands in the world, one of the most well-known brands in the world. We've got that caliber of company that we're negotiating with now for advertising.
Yeah,
And
how much
so
is Pepsi like domino effect? Like I'm so curious from and hey, great problem to have. You're having so much business, you got to pick and choose. That's great. Talk to me through really the domino effect. You close this A list company, Pepsi worldwide brand, just like you said. Does Pepsi lead to all these other major, serious branded companies interested?
Well, well, I mean, look, the first thing is Pepsi is represented by Group M. If anybody knows anything about the world of advertising, Group M is one of the largest agencies in the world. So that means, where Group M, we had a couple of deals with their clients. Now we're with one of their, most important clients. And the other thing about the Pepsi deal that's so cool that might not be obvious immediately is that it's 4 brands. I mean, it's not just Pepsi, the drink, it's PepsiCo, the corporation, and it includes Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Slice, and Tropicana. Why are they doing that? They're testing different stuff. We get data back, we see viewership, they're putting it against different programs, et cetera, et cetera. So it's really, it's a 4-product deal under the corporation PepsiCo. So a lot of what we're doing now is we're talking about multi-brand entities and various products that come from those entities that, that again, you're talking to the big boys now. It's like talking to Procter and Gamble or somebody like that. You're talking to companies that have lots of different products that can come in and see, and want to test the waters with us. And, I'll say it again. I've said it over and over again. This stuff doesn't drop money into the bank account the day you close the deal with Pepsi. You have to get the ads, you have to launch the campaigns, you have to deliver against what's called the RO. Here in the US, we call it an IO, an insertion order, meaning where you insert the ads against certain programming, et cetera. You have to report on that, you have to do the billing, and then you get the money. Okay. That all takes time. And so these things don't, it's not cha-ching instantaneously, but we are starting to build real revenues now against our channel content. And it keeps growing. It's growing right now on a daily, weekly basis.
Yeah, incredible, and obviously putting yourselves next to the Pepsi name hopefully gets a ton of credibility. I know we were even talking about driving revenue and fantastic. Look, blown away. I think week after week here, if I can put words in a lot of people's mouths for what they've seen, and I know some people were seeing kind of Pepsi ads already. I know we saw some people teasing it before the official announcement that some of the ads were running. I want to let people know that there is a Telegram out there that people can join and interact with others that are already following the queue. Anything you wanted to kind of touch on, above and beyond what we already did?
Well, I think, the way to frame this is people know that when they watch, the major networks, there's a different quality and a different brand level of the advertisers on that. You all know when you watch some funky channel that's, a lower level channel, et cetera, you're seeing, Hair Club for Men ads, or, the cheap suit store that's down the street or whatever. I mean, look, we were in that mode for quite a while. We had to get whatever we could get. The bottom line is that rising up to this level puts us in a whole different league. It's a more competitive league. It's got, more money attached to it. It's got a lot of things attached to it. But the mantra that I keep repeating here is that ratings equal revenue. Well, revenue comes from getting big brands on board who want to associate with your content. And look, this is just the beginning of this process for us. This is very fresh. This is very new, but we expect to have more announcements. We expect to have more revenue. We expect to have a lot of things happen on the backs of kind of trajectory into a new sphere right now. So it's a super exciting time for us.
Yeah, I'll ask a teaser question. I'm going to steal it from your quote a little bit here. I remembered reading it. You said this is the beginning of a trend for the queue that ultimately can touch our digital, mobile, and influencer businesses as well. Can you expand on that a tiny bit, maybe? If there's anything to say.
Yeah, I mean, look, ultimately, as we build out the dream of Q India networks and the brand of Q India, et cetera, it's not meant to be a TV brand. It's meant to be a brand that crosses mobile, digital, influencer marketing, et cetera, et cetera. That's the promise of what we're building right now. That's why we think it can become so big. I mean, this is step one. Every network group that you've ever seen in the history of history, every brand you've ever seen started with one product. I mean, Nike didn't start with, 200 sneakers and Kobe branded stuff. It started with one tennis shoe, and it grew and grew from that. And that's what happens with everything. So what we see right now is that foundation that's forming for an ad-supported business model with major brand relationships, and that starts to travel across our digital, our mobile, our influencer marketing, our other areas. It's a seismic shift. It's a seismic shift in terms of where we're positioned. Does that mean, we're there and our work's not cut out for us? No, I mean, the pressure's on more than ever right now. Now we really got to friggin' deliver. But we have hit a point where, if we were the girl sitting at the chair at the side of the dance room that everybody was kind of looking at, but nobody was sure if they really wanted to ask to dance or not, now we have a bunch of people standing in line to see if they can dance with us. It's a completely different situation, and we've got to be super aggressive, super smart, and take advantage of it. And that's what we're doing every day and every night, 7 days a week right now.
Yeah, awesome. Well, look, again, I appreciate you coming on, doing these videos. Knock on wood, some more to come. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah. I hope we're going to be talking again soon, Jason. That means something good happened.
Yeah, well, sounds good. Knock on wood. Hopefully a little teaser there. But look, hey, I'm ready when you are. Looking forward to some more updates.
All right. Great to see you, buddy.